Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. This is Tequila Thursday. As you can see, someone's missing. No, he does not. He does not look different. This is Stanley. Daryl was unable to join us today. I don't know if Daryl's going to join us from home, but welcome to today's segment of Tequila Thursday. Today, we just want to talk about the industry, leads, how to overcome, right? Your mindset, right? Wow, very, very.
We shall overcome.
So I guess let's introduce ourselves. My name is Jose Martinez. I handle business development over at Lendmate Capital, Fun Rock Capital. To my right, I have
Stanley Julian. Hold on, apologize. Stanley Julian, managing partner of Fun Rock Capital, also known as Sexy Chocolate.
That's new.
Okay, wow. And then we have who do we have to your right, Stanley?
Sarah. I'm Sarah, and I'm on the mortgage side as of now, Fun Rock.
Brock.
You never know.
Okay, there you
You
go.
never know with me.
Already plan to leave.
We want to introduce. We actually have a new member on the Lendmate side. On the business lending side, we actually have. I'll let him introduce himself. To my left, I have the new account representative over at Lendmate
I like the
Capital.
title.
They didn't even pick out titles yet.
I was like, what is the title? This is Joe Garand over here, all-purpose banker, whatever you need. You need money for, I'm still learning the programs. I'm good.
Okay, perfect. All right. And for today, I mean, we just want to today's going to be more relaxed. I know we have a lot of new members that are joining us. We signed up, I believe, about, how many did we have? We had 30 in the community in the live dive this Tuesday, right? Stanley, Tuesday? On Tuesday, 30 in the community, and then we had 20 that joined us on Zoom. So today, what we want to do is just reintroduce ourselves for the new members. Also, just speak about our day. What is Tequila Thursdays? What is the live dive about? And it's more about just winding down. You're coming to the end of the week, and just speaking about success, your success, deals that might have died, and whether the week was looking very bad or started off bad. How is it ending? And I think that's going to be today's Joe's favorite topic today.
Oh, yeah.
Right now. With that being said, I guess Stanley, why don't you kick it off? How are mortgages doing? I know you guys are having a killer week this week.
Yeah, we're just killing it out there. A lot of investors, we gain a lot of capital out of properties. Even though the market is, depending on what areas are softening, people are really liquidating. And right now, when it comes comparing to our competitors, I got to say we're killing it. And not just tooting our own horn, our product offering, our rates, and the kind of leverage we're giving. If you're going to hear me a lot, I need a haircut. But you're going to hear me talk about unicorn products a lot, right? Because I think that's what's different. You can go to any lender, any broker, and try to get capital. It's our unicorn products because we never stop hunting for new capital. So deals that other people can't do, we get funded. And it's showing the hard work is paying off.
All right, and then Sarah, now that obviously you're on the Lendmate side, I'm sorry, on the Fun Rock side. Fun Rock side, my apologies. Tell us a little bit about your experience, because you obviously transitioned from the business lending side, and you wanted to learn a little bit more about mortgages. How is it going for you on that side?
So everything has been going pretty smooth. All of our processes have been improving daily. And when I started, we were not direct lenders. Now that we are, I just see us able to control conversations with the client more, make them feel more comfortable, and also move at a quicker speed where we know what's going on every step of the way. So I think us becoming direct lenders and seeing if we have the appetite for a deal before we outsource and leverage our relationships, I think that's been really helpful, and something that I've seen that's pushed us forward in the mortgage side. Joe, I'm sure you guys have all heard Joe on the podcast. He's been doing mortgages, and, I still have deals in the pipeline with him. One thing I like about our company on both sides is we always help each other. Everybody really has some sort of understanding of each product on both sides because we work so cohesively and next to each other. So me and Joe have 3 deals in the pipeline, 1 line of credit that was already approved, waiting to be funded, 35K.
Nice.
It was a stated program, and their location allowed us to go to this bank that we've been having a lot of success with, getting 50K lines of credit. They're giving counter offers if they're not making enough income. So it's been, really good on that side in terms of the lines of credit for LendMate. And then, me and Joe just got 2 term sheets in on the mortgage side.
Very nice. Let's
Definitely.
Let's go.
now, Joe, coming from Fun Rock, what is your favorite product? I guess being at Fun Rock, what was your favorite product on the mortgage side? Tell us a little bit about the
My
product.
favorite product by far on the mortgage side, to get specific, we're able to fund first time fix and flippers. So almost every lender, that I've come across, spoken to, direct lenders, bankers, other brokers, they're not able to fund your first flip. They always say, do you have experience? You don't. You need a general contractor on your LLC that has experience. So we're able to do 85% of the purchase, 100% of the rehab for a first time fix and flipper, which is pretty unheard of.
Nice.
So that's definitely my favorite product.
Stan, is that an in-house deal or what type of programs are in-house?
That's in-house, so we fund those deals. So as long as the economics of the deal makes sense. So don't come with I'm purchasing for 100, I'm renovating for 100, and I want to sell for 220. That doesn't make sense. But if you're coming with a decent deal, you're purchasing for 100, you're putting reno of preferably a little bit under 100, because rule of thumb, whenever the rental budget is more than the purchase price, that's considered a heavy rehab. But just for the demo right now, I'll say 100 and 100, and then you're selling for 300. That's a nice deal. We can get those done all day long.
Very nice. And what is I guess there's you're being a little modest as far as the deals that you guys are funding. This week alone, there's 4 deals I know that are getting done back to back. What would you say, Stanley, is different, or did you change the way everything flows, where there's no bottleneck, if any? What would you say is different this month that you've made adjustments compared to the previous months to obviously fund the businesses that you're funding now? Or I'm sorry, the mortgages that you're doing now.
I wouldn't say what I changed. I would say we take at Fun Rock Capital, we take a garden hose approach, and this is what I mean by that. You ever see in the summer when you turn on the faucet on your hose in the backyard and water's not coming out the end?
Yes.
The first thing you do is you have to find the kink in the system, right? And then you're like, hold on, no water's coming out. And then you fix one kink, then it starts to dribble. Then you fix another kink. So that's what we've been doing, as any growing company should. Once you see the kink, I think our secret sauce is we're not one of these people that's it's everybody else's fault. We take the time to find the kink, not just fix the kink, but see why it was caused and solve those problems. So one thing we were having was a lot of deal flow. We had a lot of deals coming in. And what was happening, and Joe can attest to it, is we'd have great terms come out, but it would take longer than our normal turnaround time because we're getting a lot of deals. So we had to hire more staff. Now, it's not just hiring staff as a placeholder. You have to train those people. So we started making what you call a ladder technique. The file starts here, then it passes here, then it passes here. And as the back office was getting trained and becoming more comparable, we're able to take a back office of 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so on. And a macro process, we looked at it as more of a micro approach. And that I got to give credit to my partner, Jose, because when we had our system, he's like, Stan, we have all this data. We need to start compressing it to this is our A's, this is our B's, this is our C's. So when we started looking at that approach and we were able to categorize the lenders, categorize the criterias better, we were able to source exactly where it needed to go, find out the problems, fix them if they were with the client, and then get them done. So we're becoming a lot better at that. And speed to close is important. Yeah. So people are understanding with the KPIs, which whoever doesn't know, is the measurements of our process of how quick stuff are getting done, the knowledge of the people that are looking at these files. Because we're big on education. And as we grew with those sectors of the business, now we're seeing the results where someone gets a response within 12 to 24 hours versus our 24 to 48. So if a deal takes you more than 24 hours to get a response, that means there's hair on the deal, there's an issue. But you're going to get a response at least saying, hold on, the reason being is we have to look for another lender. Or the client said that it was 680, 690. We pulled it just like now. We have a deal. I thought it was a slam dunk. Guys tell me he's a 680 score. Already bought the property, paid cash, put around 600,000 into it. Next, he's gonna pay. He needs another 700,000. Gonna be worth north of $1 million. I mean, closer to two and change. So we're like, this is a slam dunk. We soft pull his credit. It's a 654.
Buyers are liars.
Yeah, that's all the time, bro. That happens
Different.
all the time.
But this is the caveat of us, right? So now when that comes back, we don't kill the deal. The first question, actually, Sarah's gonna ask is, why is your score 654? Because there's different ranges here, right? So now if he comes back and says my score is 654 because I maxed out my credit cards, I'm going to ask him, does he have any latenesses, any judgments, any bankruptcies, any derogatories on his credit? If his answer is no, then it goes into our fix and flip 90 program, where I'll go down to 600 on the FICO, as long as there's no derogatories, only due to utilization. You see what I mean? How we're able to pivot depending on the deal.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're getting better at, and I'm just being transparent with the family. As my team gets more knowledgeable, and we see these deals that you send in, because do not think the community center is cookie cutter deals. Trust me. Trust me. We do a lot of heavy lifting here. Because a lot of people say, Stan, here's a 30-unit building, and it should bring in $100,000, but when you actually minus the expenses, they're barely breaking even. But thank God, with the relationships we have and the way we structure deals, we're able to get some impossible stuff done, which I call a blessing. But I don't want to take all the credit. I have a great team. I have a great team.
And they do get very creative, and I just want to address the comment here from Sean Colby. And please, if you have any questions, comments, scenarios, quick scenarios that you would want to post, just put it on the chat. And he said, I guess this is for Stanley and Sarah, what about an investor looking for funding on a purchase? 58,000, no cash, 600 credit score, 1099 income and business income, no money down. Wow.
The purchase price is $58K.
Yeah.
Revenue-based funding. I mean,
And credit score is
600.
The first thing you're going to ask him, does he have revenue in his business account? That's the first and foremost. Revenue, because with revenue, now we have options. You're not getting 100% financing. You're not getting 90. But if you have a business, and mind you, let me be more specific, because some people ask this question. When we say business revenue, like for real estate, it doesn't have to be the real estate company. A lot of people you talk to have other businesses. Like I have clients right now that says, oh, my real estate business has only been open for a year and a half. I don't have much revenue. I'm like, but do you own another business? Yeah. How much you deposit? $120,000 a month. Guess what? I can use that revenue to help you qualify. So even when a client goes to Lendmate, and they go, oh, this business have revenue. Ask the question, do you own other businesses? Oh, yeah, I do, but that's not the one I want to do it on. Open the conversation. Ask the question. You have to, because I always tell my team all the time, and I don't mean to be disrespectful to my clients, automatically assume the client's lying to you. And it's not intentional. They just don't know the information you need to know to close the deal.
I was going to say, I feel like a lot of times, because we're able to do so many different things, we could do gap funding on the business side for your mortgage deal. So, we have different programs, lower credit scores, we can still close a mortgage for you. So I feel like clients are used to other companies that are more cookie cutter. They have certain guidelines that can only do certain things.
Right.
Whereas, tell us the truth. Tell us what's going on with your deal. Like, we will find a solution. A lot of people don't tell the truth because they're like, oh, my deal's going to die. Yeah. Like, they want to hide an account or don't tell you what's on their credit report, lie about the score. Like, just tell us what's going on. We could we could still figure something out for you and, do the best for you, and get you the best options possible. So,
And yeah, at the end of the day, we're trying to, more information you tell us, the more ammunition, for lack of a better word, do we have to fight the fight, right? To be able to get you the approval that you're looking for, get you the term that you're looking for. We've had situations where a client may have, and just bringing it back, this is actually one of Joe's clients. We had a situation where the client was declined from his bank. He was looking for, I think, 50,000, Joe?
Mm-hmm.
50,000, and he was declined from the bank that he banked with. Now, we know why. There was a credit score issue, but every bank has different requirements. They don't really tell you what those are. We know or have an idea of what they are based on the data that we've already collected from submitting several different clients. Till the day, how much money have we actually obtained? And I think that he
for
actually,
this client is the one we funded today.
for the one we funded today. What? Just tell us a little bit about the approval that we got today.
Yeah, today. So Jose surprised me with this one. He was like, Joe, just look at the screen. Look at the screen. I was working on like 20 files. I'm running up and down, calling people. He's like, look at the board, Joe. Look at the board. $100,000 approval. 12 points, $12,000 in commission.
Now, let me ask you a question. It was $100,000, but what was the main thing about this particular approval?
It was a stated program. Yeah, so
No doc.
No doc, no income documentation, no tax returns, no bank statements. So that's huge. $100,000. His own bank would not be able to approve him. And there was one more thing that, Joe, you mentioned in the conference room when you mentioned to everyone. What was the other?
Oh yeah, huge caveat. He is still working on his citizenship. He has a work visa, I believe. So a lot of banks turned him down because of that. Even though he, has a business open, it's very productive, and he's very successful. Taxes filed in the last 3-4 years, showing great revenue. A lot of banks just turned him down because of that.
Yeah.
And we were able to fund him. He was shocked, honestly. Honestly, I've lost track of how much we funded him. We keep funding him.
Right. I think
in the last 4 months, it might be around like 250 we got.
Something about 250,000. He came in for 50,000 and just said, "Listen, try to get me as much money as possible because his business is growing. He has a lot of orders. He does construction, especially now with the tariffs, with everything going up. He wanted to secure financing to make sure he did not have to turn down a job because there's no money, right? Or he didn't have access to money. So he has lines of credit, business credit cards, stated business lines of credit, and we're actually getting him additional funding." And he's able to show if we needed to, he was able to show tax returns and bank statements. But his credit profile was great. I think he had minimal debt and a lot of credit. Now, Sarah, also just to get you involved, Sarah, tell us a little bit about the clients, because you also received an approval this week for a stated client, correct?
Yes. So I was just going to mention that I think as we have grown on the LendMate side, there's at least 3 banks off the top of my head that we can do stated lines of credit with. Mm-hmm. And I think being able to couple that with the 0% interest business credit cards, my pitch has changed because of our products have changed. Now I'm able to open the gates to a lot more options. Most people that qualify for the 0% interest business credit cards, if they have a business that has been open for 2 years, I feel confident I can still get them a line of credit. And they like both products. Some people are like, well, the line of credit isn't 0%. And some people are like, well, I don't want a credit card. So now I'm able to couple both of them, and they're actually more willing to take the product that they thought they didn't like as much. So if they didn't want a credit card, if I get them the line of credit, they're actually more open to getting a credit card as well. And also our term loans, our full docs have been thriving. A lot of our clients are qualified. A lot of our clients have money. So we need to really look at the strong suit of the client. We need to really be able to sift through and see, hey, do they need revenue-based funding? And I think that's a really important job is for the salesperson or for you guys to be able to, like Stan always says, see their pain point and play to that. And not only play to it, but help them out. So, I'm very transparent and I go with exactly what the client wants. If they tell me they don't want a credit card, I won't ask you again and we'll find the product that you're looking for. But I've been able to offer and sell a lot more products now that we're on with the line of credit. And I feel like sometimes it's easier when in terms of gap funding with the mortgages, because sometimes they're nervous about the cards and how they're going to get the money off. That has been a selling point as well. We have a few clients that are getting lines of credit just for the purpose of their down payment and closing costs. But yeah, everyone's loving the lines of credit. I have people just sending me for those right now too.
Nice. Stanley, what's been your experience? Because you actually also dabbled into to be honest with you, and I'll give you credit, Stanley. I believe I rarely do. Rarely. I did not believe that the stated programs were feasible, right, or that were obtainable. Stanley, and we met a couple of years ago. It was what was it? It was at that club, right, Stanley?
What type of club?
No Diddy.
We actually met. We met at a different company. He had mentioned to me that he was attending certain seminars, and that he had heard that there's the ability to do stated programs. I come from the merchant cash advance space, right? So I come from 3 months bank statements, a 1-page application at that time. Now it's 4 months bank statements, but it's you need revenue. You need it's a factor rate. It's not a loan. Purchase of your future receivables. That was my background. Now, after the pandemic, we realized that there were a lot of clients coming to us that had a 680 plus credit score. All right, and all of these clients were looking for more bankable type programs. We started building relationships with bankers, and one of that actually played out very well for us because now we have bankers coming into our office every other day. We're doing such a great job, and I'll give ourselves a pat on the back because we also now even have some competitors send us over deals, right?
Yep.
Joe, there was a deal that we were.
Compliment.
That is the best compliment. And Joe,
Yeah.
there was a tell us about, obviously without naming any names,
Oh, of course.
but tell us about what type of deal did you get, and what was the credit score, and what were we able to get
So
done?
it's a friend of mine. I know him from the neighborhood pretty much. Grew up with the guy. He's also in banking, does the same exact thing we do. So, we talk all the time, and he came to me. He's having issues. A lot of his clients aren't getting funded the way they used to and whatnot. So I said, hey, let me take a look. Let's see what we could do. And yeah, today I believe
Their bank. We won't say the bank's name.
Well,
Their
no,
bank.
never say the bank's name. No names. But anyway, yeah, it's looking good. I think we're gonna get him a $50K bank line of credit, and we're able to fund from multiple banks. So we're looking to get the guy $150K to $200K. And my friend's ecstatic. Like he's so happy. He's like, I'm gonna send you so many deals. Are you kidding me? So he's gonna send me like another 4 or 5 people next week and keep the ball rolling.
And the beauty about that deal was that the fact that he actually banks with a certain bank. This bank has a program where they can do a $50,000 business line of credit unsecured. It's kind of like those unicorn products that you hear about but you never see get done.
The word is growing. You hear
Right.
unicorns.
So now, what the banker that came in was like, listen, I can get these done, but the reason why they don't really push it is because I guess not a lot of people meet the criteria. But it was great. To be honest with you, it was the client's credit score was 700, I believe.
Nah, he's 760. I believe.
760 credit score. The bank that he banks with actually provides a $50,000 unsecured business line of credit, no tax returns. Huge. That's very, very.
Hold on, but put a pause on it. You got to put a pause on it. Disclaimer. They don't market the product.
No.
So let's be clear.
Yeah, the bank doesn't market to their own
This is a
clients.
product that, and I tell people all day long, there's people that pitch no doc to you. They'll tell you they get you this, that, and third. They go on the computer, they type it in and put it in.
You could do that.
We literally take your file and hand it over. So it's not going to the front door of the bank. It's not going to your normal teller. It's not going to the person at the desk that says, give me all these docs, and then sends it to someone in Ohio. Like, it's our relationships are solid. We sit there, we underwrite the file, we make sure it makes sense. We're not going to submit you to 20 banks and you get approved for one because we didn't do the homework.
And
That's the result.
we have stated lines of credit, but we also have lines of credit where we can leverage bank statements. So obviously, stated lines of credit are going to heavily weigh on your
Credit score.
credit profile. Now, when we're able to leverage statements, if you're in a footprint and you have nice bank statements or healthy bank statements, no negative days, we're able to leverage those. And I've gotten clients lines of credit with high utilization as well. So we really are underwriting your file. We're really looking at it, and rest assured, everybody in here wants to get your file done and wants to place it with one program or another. So if you have 40% utilization and you have a lot of revenue going through your business, and I'm able to place you, I would never be able to get you a stated line of credit maybe if your utilization is high on every
Sarah,
revolving
don't give
card.
away the secrets.
But
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, we have the banks where we're able to go ahead and leverage your statements as well. So when we're asking for a lot of docs, it's because we want to place you correctly. We even went over today how some bank statements that look good on paper, maybe they have a lot of money sitting in the bank, they wouldn't qualify for a merchant cash advance, but we have another product for them. So we're able to go ahead and look at everything and really place your deal appropriately. And I think that's what's most important. That's why we're asking for so many docs. That's why it's best even for you guys to get all docs up front so we can really check it out. See if they qualify for a term loan, line of credit, 0% card, merchant cash advance. Do they want to cash out refi? It's a pretty comprehensive app, but rest assured we're going to give you every product you qualify for and hope that you want to take it as well.
Sarah,
Better than that. But now if we take those bank statements and bring them to Fun Rock Capital, we could take those same bank statements and qualify you. Let me give you an example. If you have bank statement, you have a client that has revenue of, let's say, $20,000 a month, right? So that gives me a total of $240,000.
Yep. Yeah.
I'll give them an income qualifier of $120,000 a year. Now, the caveat with us that's unique is that if you go to a lot of lenders and they're doing what they call a rental program, they're going to take only the rent. I can actually supplement your bank statement revenue, add it to your rent to qualify for that loan. It's a hybrid program. So a property that might not DSCR, meaning that debt service, the rent is $1,000. That means the mortgage payment cannot exceed $1,000, and that caps the loan you can get. What we have the capability to do using your bank statements is actually add the revenue that I said from your bank statements onto the rental income, which unlocks more capital in your property. So trust me, we have so many vehicles, and I'm glad you're part of the community and take this ride. So as we educate you on what these docs really mean, because growing up, they only tell you W-2, pay stub, tax returns. If you don't have those three, you're not getting money. And we're taught through history, the pen's mightier than the sword. Not over here. We get it done.
Getting philosophical over here.
Yeah, Stanley, Sean Comby.
Poetic.
Sean Comby asks, can you hybrid two incomes?
He asked a question prior to that. Scroll up a little bit about the foreclosures. Scroll up.
Now, is that deal $58K that the guy needs?
Yeah, it's a
but-
foreclosure.
No money down. We need revenue based.
But this is the caveat. He's buying the property from his parents, right? So every lender does a background check. And they're going to see, I'm willing to bet if it's his parents' house, that address is possibly going to pop up on the client's credit also as live there. So now it's an owner-occupied property. Now, it falls under the guidelines of a foreclosure bailout. So they're like, are you buying the home to have it and live, or you're just trying to save your parents? Lenders don't do foreclosure bailouts on primary homes. So that one, I select to say, get a real estate license, represent them to sell the home.
All right, next question is, can you hybrid two incomes, like a 1099 and business income? Not sure what would fly with stated.
They suck
Is
again.
this lending or real estate?
It's an occupied rental.
It's occupied rental.
Well, Sean Comby, you can unmute yourself. Come on a little bit. Let's go ahead and talk about this.
Let's get a little more deets.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Am I coming in? How
Oh,
you guys doing?
Good. Doing well.
What?
How you doing, Sean? How you doing?
Oh, good, man. I haven't seen you guys in a while. Great show. I like the upfront facial action there. What? Whoever did that in the studio is
What
like
in the
a theory,
Diddy? What?
All right, so go ahead.
Beautiful eyes. So,
Oh
appreciate
my
that.
God.
So,
Daryl would've
yeah,
loved
this is
that.
This is that mortgage loan officer, he's just doing one thing, and he doesn't do the investment side. So he needs my help, aka broker's connection help. So yeah, it's just a family business. The mom and pop sound like they're losing it. The rental, it's occupied, so it's cash flowing. I guess I don't have.
Then
a
why is it
scenario
going
per
to?
se.
Then why is it going to foreclosure if they're making money on it?
The parents probably old. They just lost it. I'm not sure on that. It's in Jacksonville, Florida, so the market's probably going tipsy turvy or something, and hot. Some kind of off market. They don't want to lose it, and the son wants to step in, so he's a business owner, 1099. Don't have his income yet, but they're just trying to see what we can do so I can submit some kind of app for him to get you in front of him.
First thing you have to be worried about here is Florida. Right now, Florida is the number one market that has the market right now that has the most inventory on the market sitting. So it's quickly turning into a buyer's market than a seller's market. That is due to storms hitting, the HOAs going up into condos and co-ops. Since that big collapse of that one or two units that killed a lot of people.
It was a huge condo. It was like
huge
a lot of
condo.
units.
And then the governor signed a bill that everybody had to update their buildings within a short time period. So now retirees that had an HOA of $100 a month are now at $1,000, $2,000 because they have to update a roof. They have to update windows. They have to update all these things at once. And that's huge bills. It's also killing the Airbnb market because remember, these units are based on constant rentals, the fixed payments, and then the HOAs. But now those HOAs are going through the roof. So what happened now, nationally, a lot of lenders have cut their leverage. And this is what I mean by leverage. So let's see what other people lend, because we lend more than that. But the average DSCR cash out is going to be capped around 75%. Some push to 80. We go to 85 for the record. But let's say 80 for a number. Now, they're automatically cutting their leverage to 75% out the gate for Florida. Because they're trying to protect themselves from the market coming down. So that's your first headache you're going to have. Two is, even though the parents own it, they're going to do a background check. And when they do background check on the seller and the buyer, their address is going to crisscross unless they're adopted child. They never lived in a house together. Their last names were never the same. So a refi really is no.
Wait, let me cut you off. Hold on, Stan. I was waiting for you to finish. I was waiting for you to finish. Hold on.
Part of the alley-oop.
Hold on. This is none of this. There's no alley-oop. There is no alley-oop.
Is it a bounce pass?
This was me just taking the ball away from you for my own teammates.
Oh my God.
Hold on.
Hold on. Violence?
So let me ask you a quick question, because there was a couple of things that were missed, and this is why I say it's an intake form, right? Everything always go to an intake form. As you guys were talking, I was thinking, okay, what can be done?
And
First of all,
hit me right now.
you said that it's in Florida. Okay, you want the $58,000 as the purchase price, but you did not say that that's what the property is worth. How much is the property worth?
No clue, man. I just got this about like 30 minutes ago. I'm
Okay.
just bouncing ideas off, so I can prime up.
Okay.
I'm about to get the scenario here. It's a mortgage loan officer, so he's got to have all the deeds, right? So what I'm expecting is low LTV, right, or ARV, depending on the market, right? Because you already told me the market's going down. There's a lot of expense and low income. So,
Okay. So let me just tell you this: if it's above $220,000 and above, we could do the deal. And no one has to buy it. That's one. And the reason why is because we have an LTV program, 50% LTV. As we don't care about the credit score, we don't care about anything else. It's just based strictly on the asset. Correct?
See,
Right, correct.
I'm about to take this ball back from you.
Hold on. Then
We're on two different
hold on.
products.
I'm going to give you different scenarios.
Oh, now
I wanna-
There's a limitless amount.
Hold on.
Okay,
I want to give you options.
No. One product.
Okay.
You snap my ball. Make it. You get one product.
Why can't y'all share the ball, man? Come on.
this is getting good.
Let's go. I know exactly my limit.
What are y'all, Shaq and Kobe over here? You can't share the
We'll
ball?
do this. Okay, so 50% LTV. Now I'll pass you the ball, Stan. Go ahead. What's the next one?
The only data I need to know on this deal, now I need more than one data, right? If they own a business, we have a program, right? as long as you can give me 6 months bank statements and they have revenue,
Is that a Fun Rock or Lend Me program?
no, give me 6 months, 6 months bank statements. I'll finance that deal, and more importantly, I'll take a second, depending on what the property is worth. I'll catch that up and be a second position. So what happens is sometimes a lot of times in America since 2008, a lot of people's interest rate on their first mortgage is low, 2%, 3%, 4%. We have a product. If the person's a business owner and has revenue in that account, I have a lender that will come in his second
No,
position.
it wouldn't work because he doesn't own it. Oh, actually, no, I
for the
apologize.
parents.
You're right. As long as the parents could deed it over, or not even deed it over, allow him to. Are you talking about?
Yeah, there's a lot of secret sauce, bro.
Yeah,
This is a lot of secret sauce,
Three-letter
guys.
king.
But there's
like a
that.
quick claim deed.
No.
you don't got it.
The parents just have to say yes. I allow him or her, whoever the owner is, to be able to use the equity
But
in
they
the
don't
property.
have to sell. They think they have to do it.
They don't
save
have to.
equity. But let's
No.
say the parents don't want to sell it. They don't have to sell it.
It's very. But what is very important is
Oh,
what
they gotta
is
sell it, man.
what is the property value. But
That's
there
all
was.
I need to know.
Hold
And
on.
they
So
own a
now
business.
I'm taking the ball back. There's another way around this.
It's priceless knowledge,
What
honestly.
you did
It's
not
crazy.
do was, what type of business does the son or daughter? You said someone the son or daughter, is it a son or a daughter that's trying to buy the property? Really doesn't matter, but
Yeah. Let's say
The son.
son. Okay, so the son wants to buy the
Sonny
property.
boy.
What type of business does he have,
Hold
and
on,
what
you-
is the
you're
revenue?
Still using my program though.
No. What is the revenue? How much money does that business make?
Okay, then what it has to
To
make.
be determined.
He doesn't
Okay.
know.
The reason why I say that is because we're from New York, so purchase prices for us $500,000 and above, right? This is 58,000. I'm not saying that it's not a lot of money,
you're trying
because
to
it
go back
is.
to your other program.
It's not a lot of money. It is a lot of 58,000 is a lot of money. However, if you so the 600 credit score, is that the business owner, or is that the parent? That's the business owner, right?
Who said he's a business owner?
He said no.
Or that he
Wait.
wants
He
to buy
said
it.
the son is a business
I
owner.
don't know his
Oh,
income.
1099. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know his stated income. I don't know what he's in business with. I know the 1090. I don't know what 1099 is. I know that the business is investing on the other side. So
Okay.
he's
I have a
probably
quick
got-
question though. You said it's in Jacksonville, right? Jacksonville?
Property should be worth more than 50.
Yeah, the property has to be worth more than
That's
58K.
what
Has
made
to
the
be.
light go on. Where the
Maybe
equity-
that's what they owe on it.
That's-
That's the issue is that they're
Correct.
facing a potential foreclosure because they need to pay that 58K ASAP. But Jacksonville, I think the property value is going to be higher
So
than 58K.
there's three different scenarios that you can take this where it's not going to be a regular mortgage.
Hold on, you got one program.
One of them is a mortgage. The other one is a hybrid between a business loan and a mortgage.
Hold
The
on,
third
that's
one
right.
is a business loan. Get it?
Yeah. Okay.
Mortgage one, 50% LTV. Does not matter what the credit score is. We don't care about it. That's one. Second one, it's a combination where we need business revenue in order for affordability, but we are able to take out the equity on the property and catch up that 58,000 and even net money out. Third program, business lending. If you have a business, let's assume you have a 600 score, but maybe you can get a cosigner. We do cosigner financing. I can get you up to $150,000. 150 is more than 58,000. Like I said before, it's because properties in New York, we think about automatically $500,000 and above. This is 58,000. It is a lot of money. However, it does allow you to be able to put different programs in there.
You have options.
There are a lot of options.
Yeah.
This was actually a pretty good, very good exercise.
Yeah, that I won.
This is like a PhD in banking right now. For everyone watching,
Yeah.
like this is
I appreciate you guys. I'll get that. I'll submit it. Right
Let's
away.
get the information shown, and then let's get on a call. Let's get on the call with the client.
And find out,
Yes,
get
yes,
business
sir.
bank statements. Ask for
Yeah.
the statements.
Now, this question is for Sarah, actually. Sarah, let's ask. So we have Mr. Lawrence Brody. I have an 820 FICO with the new business and need funding. 16% utilization. Haven't had a new card in 9 years.
So some people have great credit scores, but not great credit profiles, and they're not built out. So the first thing would obviously be to send over your report. If the report met our minimum criteria that aligns with bank guidelines that we go to, then we could definitely get you 0% interest business credit cards, if the credit profile allowed. If you're in business for 2 or more years, we'll get you those stated lines of credit.
He said new business.
New business. Okay, so then yeah, we could get you up to 150 and 0% interest business credit cards, depending on that credit profile.
I have a question
look-
though. Do you own any other LLCs or
Just a
corps?
quick. You said new. What is new?
He
Some
said
people.
it started today.
Oh,
Well, Lawrence, how about this? Can you unmute yourself?
gave-
Let's have a conversation if you don't mind.
that's not new. That
if
just gave
possible.
birth.
So then, yeah, we would lower that. We could still get you funding though.
Hey, Lawrence, how we doing?
Hey, pretty good. Yourself?
Doing well, doing well. So go ahead, Sarah, take it away.
Yeah, so you just started your business today?
I just put 5 LLCs to get together today. And I got an E20, 15% utilization. My profile is excellent. You know how to set up profile.
Nice. Do you have any personal credit cards right now in your own name?
Yes, I do. The 20,000 US. I got another 25,000.
Gotcha.
You're going in and out.
You're going in and
Yeah,
out, but I
Lawrence.
already hear you got a 20K card, a 25K card. If they're at least a year in history, that's good. What state is your business in?
History, Ohio.
Ohio.
Ohio, okay.
Gotcha. Okay, so we would be able to get you funding. I would lower that approval amount for sure from 150. I would lower that just to manage your expectations because you're a brand new business. I would get you in certain banks. I would guide you, tell you, hey, open a business bank account here if you don't already have one. And I would, we would put together your sequence for you and get you max funding. Now, how much money were you looking for?
I got 5 businesses, so you know what I'm trying to do.
5. Did all 5 of them start today?
Yeah.
He watched some video. What video did you watch? No, that's great. I mean, I'm sorry, Sarah, I really cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna reiterate that I've gotten somebody like a 50K card after they started a business a few weeks in. It's definitely doable. You might start with some lower amounts at certain banks, but we'll get you max funding. We'll get you what you're looking for. But were you looking for a certain dollar amount, or is there a project that you're working on, or you just wanted as much funding just to have under your belt?
Option trader.
Options trader.
Oh, nice.
So just to
30%, 20,000 right now. So daily. I do it daily.
just to
I'm just looking for more money.
just to alley-oop, to understand something, the longer the business is established, the more weight they put on the business itself. That's why she asked a valuable question. Even
I get that already. Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? If I can do 5 and get 20, that's 100.
okay. I just no, just for the community. I just want everyone to know. Even though you might have a business for a day, 6 months, 8 months, but if you're sitting there on your personal profile and you've had a $50,000 credit card for 5 years, you've had a $20,000 credit card for 4 years, because remember, you're personally guaranteeing this credit. So they're going to look at it, because this is what happens, right? We'll have someone say, I have a 760 score. And you go, oh, you're about to get $100,000. Not if you've only had 3 $500 credit cards for 5 years, or department store credit cards for 7 years at a limit of $750.
Yeah.
So it has to be relative. So what happens, people don't realize, just like when they pull your credit, they're not just seeing if you are late or if who you owe. They also want to see, what did he give you? What kind of debt could you manage? So when they come and give you $50,000, they're gonna go, but he's never handled more than $500 for the past 10 years of available credit. So it has to just make sense. You follow me?
Yeah.
That's why when people walk in a bank and you can have a mortgage or car, but then I pay cash. All of a sudden you get approved for $5,000 because the installment payments are fixed every single month. How do you manage debt when you just have a limit? You could pull 500 or 20,000 or 10,000. How do you manage that debt? And they want to see the time period you've been able to manage that debt. That's how they look at it. So that's why it's great that you're telling me you've had $20,000 cards for X amount of years. So that's why Sarah said maybe we might not go 150, but we could pull it back and get you those numbers. Sarah?
Yeah, and I mean, you can, if you're not in a rush and your goal is to get max funding, you can, prep your file. You can start getting in banks, have a conversation with one of us. What banks would we need you to actually walk into to get max funding? Obviously, we have a bunch of unique ways of submitting with our relationships. So you can really prep your file if you're not in a rush and you're just doing this to obtain funding. Now, I have a question. That sometimes, from my understanding, and I just want to ask Jose and Stan to confirm or not, now he has 5 businesses.
Yeah.
Let's say he wants a credit card, right? Let's say he's okay with low limits. Now, we cannot hit all 5 businesses at the same time, correct? Or would you be strategic and hit,
Can we stagger it, kind of like?
would you hit different banks per different business, depending on maybe the industry, or because it's all associated with the same, borrower and the same client, should we steer away from it for now?
Go ahead, Stanley. Want to see? I'm gonna pass you the ball because
I thought I'm
just so
I'm a mortgage guy.
listen, just so everyone can know, I call Stanley a professional student because Stanley loves to learn.
He does.
He does, and that's okay.
He loves it.
He loves it. All I do is just he spends the time, midnights, everything else, learning, and I just ask him, okay, so tell me a little bit about it. He's like, and I just absorb it.
Stanley is working 24/7.
He is.
Stanley will call me at 10:47 on a Thursday, like, yo, so about that deal, right? Like, I'm just like, what?
The truth is, to my understanding, they're PGing it. If he just wants credit cards, he doesn't have tax returns, he's not getting a line of credit right now. We're not going to go to the same banks. We're going to be strategic. We're going to roll it out. It's going to be a process. If there's a preferred industry with one of the businesses he created that we have a bank that prefers that or likes that, we can go there. Let's say he started a trucking company also. That might have us teeter away from certain relationships, but we also have others that are willing to do it. So in terms of structuring 5 businesses, do you see any value in starting 5 same day for funding purposes? I'm sure whatever you're doing, you have a reason, but I'm saying just for funding purposes.
The number one question I would ask you is how quick do you need the money? Mm-hmm. The reason I would ask that is, remember something. These banks all banks are relationship banks. They want you to open a checking, a savings. If you run a retail store, use their merchant services.
See money sitting in there.
Exactly. So if you come and say, yo, Sarah, I want $500,000. I want $1 million, but I don't have the documents for it. But I have cash right now. Or I could only get financing for $50,000, $60,000. I think there's a deal today. I think it was Jose and Joe's deal, actually. Funded a client $100,000. Instead of saying, hoorah, let's take commission, let's fund them again. First thing Jose said, yo, listen, he's going to take that 100, tell him, give me that 20, put it in another bank account.
I'm giving away the secret, Stan. I was going to take the bill away from you.
Oh, my God.
So much secret sauce.
So hold on. So let me just interrupt you for a minute. So Lawrence, it sounds to me that you know what you're doing. You probably are in the same community as Stanley is in, the same classes. What I would say,
I want to be valedictorian.
What I would say would be, number one, let's set you up correctly. Now there are certain banks that are going to cap you at $150,000 overall. I don't care if you have 10 businesses, 2 businesses, 3 businesses. Does not matter. I'm sure you know which ones these are, right? It's the bank that gives you 2 credit cards, and one of them is $50,000. The next one is maybe $20,000, $30,000. Why am I zoomed in so much? But Laura, so is just talking to you just realistically. So that particular bank is going to cap you at 150. You're done. Doesn't matter how many other businesses you have.
I just need it one time.
I'm sorry?
The one time.
You thinking long term? Is what you're saying? Long term?
Just need it one time. One time. I mean,
One time.
I got guys, stock traders, and they do $1 million trades, and so we get 10%. That's $100,000, and I pay that back. And I just need one time to get on and get my.
Okay. So you know what? I'm just going to tell you, just so you know our knowledge is real, or everyone out there watching. First of all, you're going to go to Chase. Chase is going to give you maximum $150,000, everything all around.
It's on every other next
watch every YouTube. So that's the reason why I can say it. So Chase is going to cap you. Chase will cap you at 150. Now keep in mind, Chase will go ahead and provide you 2 credit cards. But what they do look at is how much exposure do you have with Chase? 150,000 personal business. They'll cap you. That's number one. Number two, just because it is out there. Elon Financial, I will not tell you who the banks are. Elon Financial, you're only allowed, that's the only bank that you can do multiple.
He was saying something. What'd you say?
I'm with Wells Fargo, I'm with U.S. Bank, I'm with Navy Credit Loan, I'm with PNC, and I also got a relationship with Credit Union. So I've been doing it for the past 10 years.
Perfect. There's only one bank that you mentioned that was Elon. You know who that is. You know who that is. Okay. I have a list of 500 different banks that would be able to do it.
We have one in Columbus on Cemetery Road.
Okay.
That's Elon.
Now,
Got a $9,000 credit card with them.
now, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, Brody Lawrence does know what he's doing. He's watched. He's put in the work. He knows how to move around in these different. And I love that because what you have to understand, and this is for the community, understand that this is learning, right? He's taught himself how to do it because he's put the money in. I know groups that charge you $10,000 to learn what he just told you right now. Now, being able to, Brody, there's a lot of different banks that would be. We can have a conversation after this. I still give you guys zoomed in. There's a lot of different conversations that we can have that we can have about different banks that you can use. But do me a favor, email me and email Stan. We'll put it up. jmartinez@lendmatecapital.com. So we can go ahead and discuss how you can actually maximize all that because there's a lot of different banks that you have not worked with, but now there's a lot of other banks that you can build relationships with.
And we joke about the secret sauce, but yeah, you can find a lot of this information right on YouTube. But the thing that where we hold value is not only our relationships with these bankers, where we're able to get some insight into the file, but we are also able to go ahead and review credit reports. We're able to remove inquiries.
Someone's in the background.
Someone's in the background. We have to mute everyone.
But when it comes down to it, the secret sauce is out there. If you're eager enough
Everyone,
to
just
find
do me a favor. Can you mute yourself if you don't mind? On my phone.
When it comes to what we do here, there's a lot more value than the name of a bank. I have referral sources that know every bank I go to. They know what the limits are. They know whether they're going to be high or low, and they still come to us. Why? Because we're able to get them higher limits. We have the relationships. We provide them with insight into their file. We do small credit repair for them in terms of inquiry removal, and we're really on top of their file. We tailor a sequence for them that they don't have to do.
Wait. Who is that with the
I have
yeah.
no idea. We have to. Everyone has to mute themselves.
Whoever's getting yelled at, mute
Someone
yourself.
just got yelled at.
man. You getting the
Wow. Wow. This is
what's going on,
definitely. I have
man?
no
Are you
clue.
listening or are you repetition?
We're just trying to go through every person on this thing and mute everyone. My God.
Wow.
But yeah, so
Go ahead, Loris.
go ahead.
Just got one question. Now, you guys, are you on the front end or the back end?
What do you mean?
I mean, you take commission on the front end or the back end?
Back end. We don't get paid if we don't produce.
The only thing that's us, we collect up front. There's a lot of files that don't just need inquiry removal; they need credit repair. And in that case, credit repair we charge up front. But again, we're doing it with the purpose to get you funding. We have a plan of action for you. We're putting together a sequence for you. We're tailoring any script for you, giving any information that you need to know that the bank wants to hear, maybe use of funds, something that they like to hear or don't like to hear. So working with us is really a holding hand process. They like to say a white glove service because we'll do anything that you guys want us to. If you need help emailing something, we'll assist you with it.
Within reason.
Right. Right. Within reason, we'll help.
So, just to direct. Listen, Tequila Thursday, we get really honest, right? And both of these guys are capping right now. They're not telling you the truth. I'm just being honest with you.
Capping.
I'm just being honest with you. Because they're telling you we use the same banks on YouTube. It's just our relationships. Cap. We fund with banks.
What does that mean, Stanley?
In the Urban Dictionary.
Cap is telling a statement that's not true. Some would call it a lie.
No, we're not them. We actually put the homework in. We fund with banks you've never heard of.
Oh,
So I know that for.
I have 20 applications out there, and whoever calls back, that's what y'all don't do that.
What do you say again? Do
So
what?
you're coming in and out on the,
Send out what?
Applications out there, and hope you get 1 or 2 back.
No.
no. We'll have you on the phone with the bankers.
No, we're not.
Yeah.
No.
This is your class. He learned this. in your
Our
class.
bank reps are here with us from every bank. Like they come visit us. How's it going? Let's
Listen,
look,
like I said, the YouTube part is we have relationship with over 10 BRMs and rotating when it comes to Chase. Yeah, they hit, but if you've been funding this
No
long,
bank names.
You know, No, but we said Chase at the beginning.
Oh damn!
Yeah, we
We
did.
said Chase at the beginning.
You got to be more secretive, guys.
So no, but it's out there. I don't care.
But that's not our value.
Yeah,
I have
that's
people
not my
that know
value.
that banks, and they still
Yeah.
come to me and send me clients every single day.
Do you not know how many clients, and I could pull out folders of people say, "Oh, I got funded. Okay, what was the limit? $15,000."
You're better off going to the computer.
Yeah, why? And they still paid a commission
Oh, 10,000 and 15,000, just so everyone knows.
for a commission.
Well, that means that they went to the computer. They went on the computer.
Yeah.
They put it in. Do it yourself. Go to chase.com.
Yeah.
Go to Wells Fargo.
They'll ask for more documents too, and you get a
Go
smaller
and do
amount.
this. Just do this, and I'll give you just matter of fact, just go to
Yeah.
Google and see which are the best credit cards, business credit
Yeah.
cards, 0% credit
It'll
cards.
be anywhere from 3,000, probably 15. You could do it on your own.
Yeah.
Do not pay a company for that. I'm telling you, I implore you. If they tell you, yo, I only got you 20, what are you talking
Yeah.
about? They just did what you could have done. Understand something. When you phone with us, yes, we have the big boys. I'm not going to tell you we're not going to Bank of America. I'm not going to tell you we're not going to PNC and Chase. But what I'm telling you is that I'm not going on a keyboard filling it out. What I'm telling you is that someone's going to sit down. We're going to go over your file. We're going to make sure it makes sense. We're not keyboard warriors. I don't have time for that. My team doesn't have time for that.
Bars.
When I tell you your files will go to a bank that you've never heard of, I will bet on that. Understand, a bank that you've never seen a commercial for, you didn't know they exist, your file will end up with an underwriter. Trust and believe. When we go to banks, and I take pride in this when it comes to a company, because a lot of people, and you'll see fund, we run it like a business. If we pan the camera right now, this isn't out of a we share space.
Oh, let's pan it.
This isn't a
Radical, let's pan it. Go ahead, turn around, show it.
Well, he's stuck on the.
He's not stuck on it. You can go ahead. Turn it around.
Take a
What
look.
we
Hold on.
paying?
Turn it
Let me
around.
see the office.
But you got to zoom out. You got to zoom out. See the office. Zoom
For
out.
people not here
This
right
is
now.
like a section. only.
This is a 4,300 square foot office.
So let me make clear. You go around the corner, and then we got the other side.
Behind that wall is the lobby. On the other side is like 5 private
That's the
offices.
85-inch TV you see on those screens. This is something we do this for real. So let me make this clear. My partners are downplaying it. Like, you know what I mean?
I didn't get
We humble. You know?
Yeah, but we have to make it clear, because that's why that statement when Jose's like, "Oh yeah, we do everybody." No, we don't. We're not YouTube. So when we go to a certain bank that you see on YouTube, we're hitting limits that other people aren't hitting, or don't use us if we don't.
We have relationships at that bank based off of years and millions of dollars
Yeah.
of
And I'm-
deals in the past.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that a lot of people go and get a BRM. No, my guy knows what they're doing. They know what I'm looking for. We sit there and go over that app. It isn't an email, figure out what you could do. We get it done.
I've had bankers look at it and they're like, "Don't waste your time yet. Have them do
Exactly.
X, Y, and Z." Now we
Exactly.
save the client an inquiry and a denial where they're discouraged, and instead fed them with what they need to do to fix their file and then get them submitted and get them funded.
I'm gonna give you a gem that some people, a lot of people might hear but don't even really realize. If you fund for real, like on this type of level we go national, regional, local. That's how we move. So everybody's with the Chases, the PNCs, the Wells Fargo. Then we go regional. Then we go local. We even go credit unions. So we're gonna max you out, or not just max you out, get you the capital you're looking for. So when we say it was the YouTubes, yeah, because we know people come in, "Oh, I got funded." I'm like, "Oh, what you get?" And we see Bank of America, We see the chases. Wells Fargo, a lot of people don't get it because you have to know exactly how to even get a Wells Fargo.
Hold on, let me just one thing. Please do not get Capital One Spark Card.
Oh,
Please do not. I hear it all the time.
And someone gets you
One
that, do not pay them.
Yeah, do not pay them. Just so you know,
do not pay
your
for Capital
One Spark card appears on your personal credit.
yeah,
Do not get that.
The only time I would get it is like I started my business years ago, and they're easy to get. So if you want a
and it reports on your
primary,
personal.
and you have no credit cards in your name, then that's something you can try.
Listen, if you're
But-
starting, go to a local credit union. You get a higher limit. Bars. Do not go chase.
Capital on tap.
No.
Oh, Capital on tap. Yeah, well, this is a conversation we can have outside of it. Like I said,
like-
we don't want to talk bad about other companies. We can tell you the horror stories everyone else has had. Like I said before.
Oh, no, but let's regress because we at one point started in this business. So let me not act like we were holier than
No.
now. We came out funding 100, $250,000, $500,000 out the gate. No, there's been a lot of trial and error. You see that office you just saw? We used to share, what was it, 300, 400 square feet at Green
It
Dot?
was small. It was just like a closet.
Oh, the old office?
Yeah,
I remember that.
So
It was the
trust
same as
me,
an office.
we started from the bottom before we came in.
I like that office. That's why I met you guys. I was like, I like this place.
No, we started smaller without Joe, remember?
Now let's not get off track. Let's not get off track. All right. But yes, no. So listen, everyone. So what we want to go ahead and make sure that everyone understands is that there are a lot of different ways that you can fund a client, whether it's a mortgage, whether it's a business credit card. You have professionals here, right? Everyone. I'm glad Stanley was able to do it. Come on. And but everyone has responsibilities, and unfortunately, they're not able to spit out the knowledge that we have. Please take advantage of us when we do have different types of events, right? Or different types that we were able to come on, whether it's a live dive, Tequila Thursdays, our marketing segment. Sarah committed to coming to our live dive, right? Because she has a lot of knowledge. Sarah definitely has a lot of knowledge. She's been with us for when we started, right? When we were in that little office.
Inception. She came, remember when we
Yes.
left the other company over 2 years ago, Sarah was just like, all right, I'm here. Like,
And Sarah actually has a lot of truck knowledge. She actually started off with trucking companies, right, Sarah?
Yeah, so a lot of these clients, they want a new truck, they want financing. I get it. I understand the breakdowns. I understand they're pulled over,
own
riders
DOT.
taking my truck. So, it gives me an insight. Definitely owning a business and, managing employees, doing payroll
Cash flow.
definitely makes me understand my clients more for sure.
And ladies and gentlemen, everyone in the community, please, just like Brody or Mr. Brody or Lawrence, fund yourself. Really, really fund yourself, right? If your credit score is not up to par, put yourself to the test because trust me, I did not believe in credit repair until this gentleman put me onto credit repair. I messed up my credit when I was younger. My credit score was maybe 560. Jose,
You?
my credit
No
score.
way.
Yes. Hispanic, grew up in Spanish Harlem, New York. You know what? I had no idea what credit was. I thought, I got a credit card. Boom, I can go ahead and spend. I'll worry about paying later on. No, it really does influence. Credit is very important. We're not
Super
taught.
important.
We're not taught credit, right? Credit utilization. We're not taught how to finance. We're not taught anything because all my parents did would work. Work. And Stanley, you know what? That's one of the things I appreciate you for was the fact that you made me see something different in as far as to, you cannot be you're not even a financial advisor, but you cannot be someone that advises someone on how to obtain financing if you yourself
And
are
not doing it.
right, are not exercising. Right, just like in mortgages, if you become a MLO or licensed mortgage loan officer, they check your credit. They want to make sure that you are able to give financial advice to someone, but you have to be able to also have a financial responsibility. Am I correct, Stanley?
And that's something huge for the community. Like, we talk about funding, getting properties. like some of us, I mean, I feel like a lot of us, we do it ourselves. You know, like
and even
I funded my family on mortgages. You know, we bought properties and renovated them. So we do it firsthand. Sarah herself, you know, like
my family was looking to get a co-op for my sister. I still run the terms to Stanley. Can you? Where should he go? You know, everyone here wants the best for you guys and wants the best for your clients. You know, you guys are gonna learn a lot of knowledge too. You guys are gonna all learn what we know. And I guarantee you're still going to want to work with us due to the synergy, our relationships, and we're going to make money together. So that's going to be the best part of it all.
So Thomas Bradger said, I need a personal relationship. Thomas?
That's us.
That is, you know what? We're going to send you over the price point for
Thomas,
everyone.
Joe is single, so.
Hardy har.
But just getting back on track.
You know what month this is, man?
Ladies and gentlemen. But let's do this. First thing that we would love for everyone to be able to do, and this is what's getting back to what Sarah had mentioned before. One of the things we offer ourselves for everyone that's employed with us is credit repair in the event that your credit is not up to par. Why? Because you have to witness it. You have to believe it. Why am I still up close? Radical.
Yeah, can you get a little closer, Radical? A little closer.
You need to have.
I want the f-stop at 12.
You need to have
you know what I mean.
A Chase credit card. You need to have a Chase, Ink. I'll say it: a Chase Ink and a Chase Cash or a Chase Preferred, whatever it's called. You need to have a gold card. You need to have this. Everyone in our establishment must have that in order for them to be able to excel, because they cannot tell you to do something unless they've experienced it and done it themselves.
Be your best billboard.
That's it. Stanley says it all the time. This person is going to be successful. That's going to be our marketing card, right?
Yep.
Right? That's going to be the one, our business card. Because he's going to go out and his friends are going to ask him, wow, how are you even driving this? How are you spending X amount of money? What are you doing? And then people are now just going to start coming on and just want to work for a company that actually shows you results. Right? And one thing that we are going to roll out is, and send this over an email, we are hiring virtual agents. Right? If you work from, maybe you're not in New York. If you are in New York, if you're on Long Island, New York, we welcome you over. Send us an email. We are hiring.
New York, period.
We're hiring people in New York.
New York. We're gonna hire
I got a couple people.
Not just New York. We're gonna hire all 50 states.
Texting someone right now.
What we're gonna do is
we have a guy from Philly that drives here once a week.
I love this guy.
Yo, I'm a
First name Thaddeus.
I'm about to say no names and shit. I was gonna say,
and I'm gonna tell you this, and this is how we can end it. And let's end it on this. It's, what is your drive? So we have someone driving from Philadelphia. He is, how old is he? He told me he was 50 something years old. But he's an older gentleman. He believes in what we have, but on top of that, he's seen results. He's seen what we're able to do, the marketing, the CRM, the clients, the programs. His burning desire is being successful, right? How would you burn the boat? But let me pass it on to my colleagues. So Stanley, what is your why? Why do you do this on a day-to-day?
Because I burned my boat already. And if you know anything about history,
you burned your boat?
Yeah, it's the same people say.
Nice,
right?
Nice.
You go to, back in the medieval times, they would take boats and try to conquer different worlds in different land. And of course, during those times, they had to fight the natives, right? And then you would sit there on the coast a lot of times and they build camps and they go to war with whoever lives there. And then whenever the seasons changed, they weren't used to it or the fighting got tough, they jumped on their boats and went home. Now, don't quote me on this, the story itself, because I forgot the general. I think he was a conquistador. And I think it actually happened in Mexico.
That's Jose's people, bro.
Yes, I think it's Abuela, right?
Abuelo.
First of all, Stanley, you have the story wrong, but I will not interrupt you because of what you're saying. The burn the boat did not come from what it was. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize. Finish what you're saying.
My story came from burn the boat, right? This is the remix. right? So the generalization is this. I already decided I'm going to war. I'm conquering what I want, right? I get off the boat and then I burn it because I have no other options. I know I need to conquer this land or die. Get rid of the options in your head. Give yourself a deadline. Give yourself a goal. And some people say, oh, you know what? I didn't get gold. I got silver. I got bronze. Eliminate all other options. Set yourself a deadline. I have to do this or I can't sleep. I have to do this or I can't survive. I have to. And sometimes removing the option of not doing it is your best fuel for success. And guys know one of my biggest mentors is 50 cents. 50 Cent.
50 cents. Who that?
And I say it all the time. There's one thing he posts all the time, and people repost is when he talks about, yo, 50, you're a bully. He's like, I'm not a bully. He's like, I go on the street and someone wants to fight me, and they think I'm a bully because I won't run. What they don't realize is that if I run home, there's nobody there. I have no one to run to. So why am I running? What am I going to run home just to get me? So I have to stand my ground. I have to. They might have an option, so they think I have an option. I don't have an option. I have to fight. I have to sink and swim. Burn your boat. Because when it comes to my wife, when it comes to my kids, who am I going to run home to? Who's going to defend me? What am I getting, my wife? What am I getting, my kids? No, I have to run home to get me? No, I'm here. Is get the job done. Plan B. Why the F are you even thinking about me? Go back to plan A and get it done. That's my only options, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
I want to be here. I have no other place to go.
Okay. Wow.
Wow,
No.
you got real
that's
deep.
what it is. Now let's
I
go.
love it.
Okay, now we're gonna pass it on. So, Sarah, what is your why? Why do you do this? And the reason why I ask everyone today, what is your why? Because sales is an emotional roller coaster. You go up, you go down. I got a deal, it died. I got another deal, $1 million deal. I can make $100,000, and it died. What is your why? So, Sarah, what is your why? Why do you continue to do this on a day to day?
Well, now I'm 30 and I've gotten my master's degree. I've done a few jobs, 9 to 5 type jobs, and I've owned my own business. But when it comes to freedom, when it comes to traveling, when it comes to getting your personal needs done, this is something I'm passionate about because it frees up your time. This is a job you can do everywhere. It's all about relationships. You can, as long as you have good Wi-Fi, you know what you're talking about, then you can definitely go ahead and, get anything done that you want to.
Okay. That's it. It's financial freedom.
Joe.
Financial freedom is very, very, very important. Right? Okay, so now let's go to Joe. Joe, and you better make this good. You better be able to
I
top
got
that.
you guys. I'm inspired right now.
So Joe, let's ask you. So Joe now is, like I said before, is on the lemonade side. Business
Thanks
lending.
for the reminder.
Hey, I still do mortgages here and there.
Joe, which he does. But Joe, what is your why? Because Joe, you've had ups and downs. You've had deals that died.
Yeah.
You had non-QM queens that tell you can't do this. You had people tell you, you know what? I need more documentation or an explanation, or this deal dies, etc. What is your why? Why do you consistently keep coming to the office every day with a smile on your face? Because you do, and you're a very happy-go-lucky person. Why do you do it?
So, like you said, I've had ups and downs. I've had ups and downs throughout my life. So I've had times where I'm making great money. I'm taking care of everyone around me. Things are great, and then things fall apart. I've rebuilt myself many times. My friends joke. They call me 100-job Joe. So I've literally, since I was like 18, 19, I've done it all. I've done everything, I've been in the medical field. I've been a photographer. I've been a life insurance agent and, took my Series 7 and almost passed it. And then I became a mortgage officer and I was selling, I was doing options, et cetera, et cetera. But my why is I want to control my destiny. I don't want my check to be up to a company that could get rid of me at any time. Like I want to control my destiny at all times. Like it's up to me and just me. So that is my why. I want full control of where I'm going, where I'm heading, how what's going to happen for my family, whatever. I don't want no chance on anything. I need to control my destiny. That's my why. So that's why I put in all this time, even if sometimes it's rough. I know it's going to be better eventually because I'm not going to be outworked. I'm not going to stop. If I'm not here, I'm working. I could be playing basketball somewhere. I'm telling people, hey, this is what I do because who knows who I'm talking to on the court. Someone could be, a real estate investor. Like, yo, I'm trying to do 4 flips this year. Fantastic. So,
Nice.
and
That's his why.
and my favorite basketball player, this isn't random, Kobe Bryant. I saw a post the other day. It's like outwork everyone. And it's a picture of him. Kobe was right-handed. He passed away a few years ago. He was right-handed, and in the picture, he's in like some pajamas and like a Lakers shirt. His right arm is in a cast. He broke his wrist and hand. He still practiced every day shooting with his left hand. And it's just like, he wouldn't be outworked. He came back better because he could shoot with both hands when he healed. Like
Nice.
so there's no obstacle that's too great. There's no day that is horrible enough to get you to stop. If you focus and you keep building and stay on track, and anything is possible.
Yep.
Anything is possible.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, as you start to get to know us a little bit more and more, you're going to understand what our personalities are like, right? He's more of a teddy bear. I'm more of just someone that's just honestly based on all of. Let me summarize.
Teddy bear.
Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor. Stop making excuses.
Oh my God.
Stop making excuses, but identify what is your why. Why do you do this? Why do you do this on a day to day? Sean Comey, I love the cat. Right? Sean Comey's
nice.
amazing. Sean Comey's personality is very playful and friendly and everything else. I love it. But understand your why. Why do you do this? I literally started off as someone that was scared to answer a phone call. My first sales job, I quit. I quit because someone answered my phone call.
It's funny because Jose is the
someone,
exact
right?
opposite of that. Like,
Right?
it's crazy.
But what I learned was, what do you have to lose? Honestly, just like Stanley said, who do I have to run home to? But better yet, what am I doing here? And I don't want to take this to a philosophical level, but my whole why is, why am I here and how will I be remembered? Who will I become? Am I just going to be the broker that did short sales or fix and flips? The one that knew the bank programs and understood everything? Or the person that actually was able to build a development, do this, do that? Every morning, you know that one thing you have to do is constantly in this industry, remind yourself why you do this. Every morning, I tell myself, you know what? What do you want to become? A millionaire or a billionaire? Do you want to be a millionaire? Perfect. What do you have to do that? You want to be a billionaire? What do you have to do that? You understand? Why? Why do you do it? Matter of fact, what sets you apart from Elon Musk? What sets you apart from Bezos? What did they have that you do not? So remember that. There really isn't anything. They just put in work. Bezos put in work. Musk put in work. They were at a point where everything was going to be gone, right? They lost everything. They were in the process of losing everything. When you're at the bottom, the only place to go is up. I say that all the time. What are you going to do? Are you going to make excuses? I can't pay my rent. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't do that. So you know what? Let me drink. Let me be And I don't mean to say that it's not depression is not something serious. But
You said not to get deep earlier.
just like hold on.
It's mental health month.
But,
Men's mental health
just
month.
like he said and it was right, 50 cents at this one time. And I hate using other people's quotes, but I don't have the luxury to be depressed. I don't have the luxury.
Yeah, Jose doesn't play that. Come to work.
No, just come to work.
Yeah.
Right?
You don't care.
And you know what? I'll share something with you.
You can talk about the surgery.
There's someone that was here that's not here today. I said, yo, what time is the surgery? How much is recovery? Why the hell do you not have to be here? You know, it's just
You said the surgery is in the morning. You can't be here later.
Am I even in my own household? What am I doing here? Okay, I'm not the doctor. I'm not the surgeon. Why am I here during the time that the operation is going on? Why?
We have to unpack the story, and then we're gonna call this the last one, right? One of my right hands, right? We respect him. I'm not gonna say his name, but
Daryl Mills. Why are you gonna say his name?
he's a pivotal point to the team, right? So his little man is having surgery. So Jose,
I did not.
goes, what? He's like, I'm not gonna be here. He's like, what time's the surgery? He says tomorrow night. He's like, night? Why can't you go to work during the day?
Nah, he was like nighttime. He was like,
hold on.
they don't do kid surgeries at night.
Surgeries at nighttime?
It's in the morning. You gonna come here later in the day.
Wait, I only said that because he made a comment before. And Dara, if you're listening right now, please chime in.
He's with his kid in recovery.
No, he's not. He's playing video games. But listen, the only reason why I say that is because one time our VA in the Philippines said she's going to the doctor, and he was like, "Wait, hold on, it's midnight over there. Who's going to what doctor opens open?"
It's a 12-hour
So
difference.
that's the reason why I said that, and it was because of that. These guys build it up a portion. But just to end on this, everyone that's still here, we appreciate you. We honestly want to show you what you can do, whether you're a beginner or you're someone that's seasoned. We want to show you what the money that you can actually make in this industry, it looks like. It can be $1,000 or it can look like $50,000. And ask yourself this. If I were to tell you that you're going to make $50,000, would you believe me? I would be the first one to tell you if I was in your shoes, you're full of shit. And the reason why is because when I first started on this, someone told me, Jose, you went to school and you dropped out. You went to school for engineering, you dropped out. You went to school for accounting and you dropped out. Someone told me that I can make $10,000 in a month, minimum. I would say you're lying. There's no way. But it's not because I didn't have a drive. It's because we are programmed to think a certain way. We are programmed to understand that society works a certain way. Put in the work.
So it is. So in closing, had a great night.
I'll pass you the ball.
Yes.
People in the community, please, if you have deals or you want to discuss, please email partners@lendmakecapital.com. Anything business lending. If it's for mortgages, it's partners@fundrockcapital.com.
It's partner.
Partner, Stanley.
No S.
And
You don't
that's
have,
why
you don't have,
Sarah's
you don't have
here.
more than one partner. You have one partner.
And that's why Sarah.
And that's my point. If you talk to me, most likely you're going to talk to Sarah too.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is us. This is us.
This
It
is
was a great night.
It was just
It didn't
amazing.
even
Thank
feel
you.
like we ran over
Sarah,
time. Thank you guys
Sarah.
for being with
Definitely.
us.
It was a great day.
ahead.
Great day, y'all.
Definitely.
Thank you,
Enjoy your
everyone.
night.
Thank you guys.
Like I said, use the links that you have. Let this community grow, and we'll contribute as much as you need us to.
And do us a favor. TikTok, Beyond. We're coming on after this.
Oh,
So
nice.
we'll see you there.
After
Bye-bye.
hours, it's the
After
behind the
hours.
scenes.
That's it, done.
Okay,
Take care,
I think that
y'all.
was pretty good.